was doing some thinking about other blue whale body parts.
Yep. You want to know how big their ears are.
Guess how big their ears are. Their ear, 9 feet.
Big ear.
A big ear. Guess what the diameter is of this ear?
What?
A foot. It's a foot in diameter.
It's a big ear.
And 9 feet long on average.
Good morning, students. May I have your attention, please, for this morning's announcements?
I said quiet.
I don't know how many times I have to tell you this. Your homework is due every single day.
Even if you're late, you're already late. So don't run about it.
I see your shirt is untucked again.
I said that's enough. Out in the hall. Both of you.
Welcome to episode 38.
When you said I'm not, that you're like me, you're really good looking with a hat on, does that mean that I'm not good looking with a hat on? Like without a hat on?
I said you're like me, so I'll let you decide.
I think bald is flattering.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
The hat gives me a point.
I feel like there's a little bit of an insult. That's okay.
Well, it's just a little ribbon, just to get it.
I feel
a chide, perhaps.
Yeah. It's a little passive.
Okay, this is episode 17. Guess what? We got one more, and then we're gonna let you go about your summer.
Summer.
It's been a good spring semester.
I mean, I've had a good time. Spring's always fun. You get a little lazy towards the end of spring semester.
Like I said last episode, you
get
a little senioritis.
You got the beach coming down the pipe.
You
got the boats. You got the water. You got bikinis.
Hey now, I'm Ryno. That's the Willy Mammoth, and we are going to pass a note. This is from Amelia in Charleston. I love that name.
Amelia in Charleston. Those are two common. Those are two great. That's a combo. It's a good combo.
I gotcha.
Amelia, it's like a nice kind of sweet name. Charleston kind of feels like a sweet southern city. Then you have Amelia Island just south of Charleston, south of Hilton Head.
Thought of it. Yeah.
You did.
Hi, boys. We love this show and love the rep from our local brand, Free Fly. What are your plans this summer? Will you guys break or keep recording? Let us know if you're headed up this way. There are a bunch of us who are listeners and we can hang out. Bring your current wives. It's not like that. Amelia in Charleston. All right. I don't have any plans to be in Charleston this summer. Do you?
I will be in Charleston this summer. A good bit, actually.
Let me know.
Yeah.
And I'll drop it on Instagram. Like, hey, the Willy Mammoth is heading to Charleston.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll go a couple times. Partner Ryan has a house there.
Yeah.
And we keep an office there.
Yep.
And colleague Mary Fran, she lives there with her husband, Ford, nice guy.
Super Franimal.
She's great. And so it's like
she's our biggest friend.
It's good to go just spend time with people that you work with face to face,
Sure. Well, all I'm saying is if you remember, I'll put on our story like, hey, the Willy Mammoth in Charleston is having dinner at, or going to go to this bar or whatever, and you guys can hang. Yes, we will break for the summer because that's what we do.
Yes.
But we'll drop some stuff, as the summer comes on, and Instagram will be active, socials will be active. And then we have
when you say socials, that's like social media.
I'm the creative producer of this podcast. I have to know all the lingo.
Oh, we didn't do?
What? That's okay. For the 4 of you that are watching, we didn't turn on our
in Russia. This is a great gift.
Okay, lunch lady. Isn't it? It is cool.
We were just talking about her at breakfast.
We were.
She's a good person.
Here's a lunch lady. It's mine.
Oh.
Philadelphia last week. I've talked about Gino and Pat's before. Brought my new business partner with me. Took them.
So Gino and Pat? Did you do both? What'd you do?
Okay, so Gino and Pat's, just a refresher.
Right, like right across the street from each other.
Correct. And do you remember how I determined which is the better one of the two?
Where the postal people were going.
Correct, because they're local. So we went to...
Which one was it?
Pat's.
Okay.
We went to Pat's, King of Steaks, and loved it. That's a great... I've talked about Philly before. I'm up there a lot for work. That's an unbelievable town.
Yeah, it's an old, cool town. It was the original capital of the United States.
That's what they say. Say that a lot.
But they have like little townships outside Philly too, right? Mm-hmm. They're like really unique, little historic, look like kind of New Englandish towns, right?
They do. And the architecture is very cool, very Quaker, and like big. Like you get in the right part of those suburbs, and it's like those townships. I mean, you could have a 10,000 square foot, 100-year-old home. Mansions, like true Tudors, mansions, big stuff. Very cool. When I go...
Do you live in Ghosts?
I don't think so.
Okay. I don't either. But it seems like the kind of place where...
If I did, Philadelphia would be a good place for ghosts.
Right? I think so. Like all these... Savannah has... Charleston,
St. Augustine.
St. Augustine.
You said St. Augustine?
I get made fun of a lot because of the way I say Jacksonville.
I'm always a Jacksonville guy. Do you say Nashville or Nashville?
Nashville.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you say Monday?
Monday.
You don't say Tuesday or Monday? We're going to go over there Friday.
No, I say those.
We'll see y'all next time, Sunday. No?
No, that sounds like a gay Southerner. Feminine Southerner. That's what that sounds like. Say it again.
Sunday.
Yeah, but say the whole thing that you just said.
Oh, we're going to go over there on Sunday.
Sounds like all I envision when you say that is like kind of a bigger, white, Southern homosexual, but with it's a little feminine, which is, I can't help what pops into my mind. I'm just being honest about it.
No, you can't help you can't help what pops in. You can help what comes out.
I got no slur about that. There's nothing.
I didn't say there was.
Don't you see what I'm saying here? Maybe some loafers and like a colored striped shirt.
I just
put together hair, and he's talking about getting
no beard, shaved.
No beard. Looks perfect.
Clean shaven. Yeah.
But a little bigger.
That's so funny. Anyway, Philadelphia is so cool. When I go there and I'm there for multiple nights, I will stay like in Center City, they call it, because all my meetings are in these quadrants. So it's out one day and back in. Rittenhouse Square is right there.
Okay.
Insane.
Have you ever climbed the steps that Rocky?
No. No. I've climbed steps before, but not those.
I know.
Okay. Not those. But I have.
I've climbed some steps before.
Here is a janitor's closet. This is from Meredith in St. Augustine. Let me tell you, she's been threatening to write in. Boy, did she ever. Here we go.
Okay, it's lengthy.
So everybody get a full drink.
Can you maybe phrase at points? Skip?
Sure.
No, you don't have to. I'm interested. It's funny?
It's a good story.
Okay, I like good stories.
I grew up in a small town on the nature coast of Florida.
What is the nature coast?
I don't know. I was hoping you would know because I was about to ask you. I think it's the West Coast. See, we can never get an episode done because we're too stupid.
I said that Argentina was on the Pacific. I didn't know.
Florida's nature coast is... Oh, that might be like...
Yeah, it's like...
Levi County, Citrus. Okay, so it's like...
Like the Big Bend?
East of that. Like, here.
All that came up was like the Bike Fest. Oh, yeah, the Big Bend and South.
Yeah.
Homosassa, Crystal River.
Yes.
That's a beautiful area.
It is. This is where she grew up. I grew up in a small town on the nature coast of Florida. I was the goody student government honors girl, and my three best guy friends were our class versions of the Three Stooges. They all excelled in sports, majored in classroom shenanigans, or the life of the party wherever we went, which was oftentimes in the middle of the wood, coolers full of Bud Ice and natural light. When the spring of 1999 hit...
Bud Ice?
That's what she said. But we're talking 25 years ago.
That'll jack you up.
Never even tried it. No interest.
You never tried Natty Ice?
Well, no.
It was good for Power Hour.
We'll get through the story in a minute. When the spring of 1999 hit and our senioritis was in full swing, the Three Stooges had concocted a plan for our senior prank. They were going to, let's just say, procure the assistant principal's golf cart and relocate it to the retention pond on school property.
Oh gosh, the destruction of property.
It sounds like everybody's going to jail.
Yikes.
It should be noted that two of the Three Stooges worked on a golf course, so I can only hope they knew this would not permanently ruin the golf cart. Make a long story short, the game plan included using me, the goody, to preoccupy the assistant principal long enough so the boys could get the golf cart and do the deed without being caught.
So she was in on this?
Oh, yeah. The guise was that I was going to schedule the assistant principal to come to the TV studio and interview him for an admin spotlight segment for the morning show, while Larry, Curly, and Mo handled the golf cart. The mission was a total success, even though two of the boys did get a day or two suspension.
That's it?
Well, yeah, in the 90s, that was heavy.
Yeah, but you trashed a golf cart.
I think it still worked. I feel like the scene in The Princess Bride, where the old man's trying to read to the grandson and he keeps interrupting. He's like, I mean, if you don't want me to read the story, I won't read the story.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about something, the golf cart in The Princess Bride.
No, that'd be good though. Just ROUSs. The entire school's talked about it for years from what we were told. The stuff 90s movies legends are made of. Fast forward 22 years, 9 months after becoming a young widow and a bunch of girlfriends, it convinced me to get on the dating apps. I reluctantly agreed. That's a terrible thing to have happened. On the first night of downloading Bumble, after about 15 minutes of swiping and not finding anyone that looked like a good waste of my time, I see a profile of a very non-serial killer looking white guy who in his profile says that he lives in my small town. He's just 1 year younger than me and went to Florida State, just like I did. Out of mere curiosity, more than anything else, I swiped right and said, go Knowles. I woke up the next morning to a message from, let's call him Tyler. We chatted on and off all day, realized we knew a lot of the same people, and it was just really bizarre how we had never crossed paths. By the end of the day, he asked if I would want to get drinks at some point in the near future. I told him sure, but I would need to know his last name. I mean, it is the 2020s, small town or not, safety first always. He immediately replies, it's the same as the assistant principal from high school.
Oh, he knows about the prank.
Instantly hearing that, I reply, your dad was my assistant principal for all of high school. Oh, really? He replied. You weren't part of the group who sunk his golf cart in the retention pond, were you?
Oh, no.
He still complains about those Three Stooges. What's your last name? I wish I was making this up. I told him my last name. He said he would ask his daddy. We met up for drinks a few days later. His dad absolutely remembered me and 100% knew I was part of the prank.
Oh.
Even though I never got in any trouble. Tyler and I bonded over Florida State football, but not much else. So thankfully, I never have to share a holiday table with my old assistant principal for the rest of my life. I absolutely love the show. Keep up everything you're doing. Meredith from St. Augustine.
That's a fun little.
That's fun. That's a wild story.
That's good.
Kind of took us here and there. A little history.
Pretty good prank, although I wouldn't have gone as far as destruction of property. Maybe you relocate it and take off the wheels and put it up on cinder blocks. Something like that. Something you can undo.
Something that would take an hour to undo as opposed to have to buy a new golf cart.
Right. But, it was the 90s. Got away with a lot in the 90s.
All right. Why don't you do a show and share because mine is long and then we'll snake it.
I've been thinking a lot about, for whatever reason, fish and sea animals,
You've been thinking about the ocean.
The ocean a lot. It's been fascinating me recently for many reasons. I go to like a little compounding pharmacy for a few scripts locally, and the guy in my area, there's a lot of shark's teeth that wash up. So it's a big shark's teeth area. So he's got a big bowl of shark's teeth and big ones, small ones. And then in the case below it, he's got like a cool, like in fossil, like megalodon teeth.
Okay.
Right? Big teeth, by the way. Have you seen the teeth on like a megalodon?
They're like that big.
They're like 4 inches,
Yeah.
big teeth.
Big, not like the little minuscule shark teeth.
No. Yeah, like a giant tooth. And so what like today do we have that's like comparable in size? The only thing I think of was like a blue whale.
Blue whale's a big animal.
Big, right? Guess how far away you can hear a blue whale's heartbeat from?
A mile.
2 miles. Guess how much it weighs, the heart?
The heart alone, 200 pounds.
400 pounds.
Seriously?
Yes.
Do you have the dimensions of a blue whale there?
But that also got me thinking about other things on the blue whale.
It always does. They weigh 330,000 pounds.
That's a big animal. How do you know that, though? Do they have a scale that, like, is...
They do. It says they have a scale here, the blue whale scale.
They know that's something that's how heavy it is. Do you pull it up onto a boat and then you weigh it?
You certainly don't pull it up onto a boat.
What do you do? How do you weigh it in the water?
Maybe they find a dead one.
But then it's kind of bloated at that point, isn't it? I mean, and what do you pick it up with? It's just interesting how they would measure that. Makes me wonder. So I was doing some thinking about other blue whale body parts.
Yep. You want to know how big their ears are.
Guess how big their ears are. Their ear, 9 feet.
Big ear on them.
A big ear. Guess what the diameter is of this ear?
What?
A foot. It's a foot in diameter.
It's a big ear.
And 9 feet long on average. So that means there could be like some like more
well-endowed
male ears out there. I mean, what do you think that difference could be? 12 feet?
That's big ear. By the way, they use drone photos to weigh whales. So basically what they're saying is they have no idea how much these things weigh.
No idea.
No idea.
But that was a very specific number you gave me.
I read it.
It wasn't like 300 to 350,000.
Oh, no. There was a range, but I just went with the highest one.
Oh, you went with the highest one. But that was still a pretty specific number that you gave for the high end of the range. It was like 330